hood when they come to the barbershop. Just because somebody have a baseball cap on don't mean they from the hood. Right. You know, or if they are from the hood, don't mean they act like that. Right.
What was that you just used?
Got to be glued. One of the best.
Where you pick this up at?
Oh. I buy everything bulk. It's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it.
Now you say it took you 3 times to get the cosmetology like
right.
So what made you keep that drive going? You know, a lot of people that first time they get frustrated and say, okay, maybe the second time. You didn't get it the second time. What made you go back again?
The first, it's like I wasn't really focusing on that because I feel like I'm still cutting, I'm still making money, and it's like just being young and
so you wasn't truly
as far as the book part of it. I'm like I'm already in the shop. Somebody let me work in the shop already, so I'm like, man.
Yeah.
But when you see other people that you went before, and I mean, I got this, like you like, what that make me look like?
Yep.
And I did everything before then, so I just started, you know, talking to myself, man, like, look,
you gotta get serious.
You gotta get serious. And then it's like you being a hypocrite. You talking to everybody else what they need to do, but you not following up on the things you say, telling them.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons, you know, you just gotta take it serious.
Okay. Now, what years did you start wearing the gloves? That's what I was telling Ox the other day. Everybody started seeing wearing gloves now.
Pretty much really since the pandemic hit.
Okay.
I wasn't at first because it's like, you feel like they slip out your hand, so they gotta get you. That's why I got these grips.
Okay.
But I'm comfortable with my hand.
Yeah. I've been wearing gloves for a minute.
That was just me.
Yeah. I see you wearing them before the pandemic.
Man, I've been wearing them for about at least 4 years, man. Them hair splinters. Get up under your nails and your skin, boy, that just hurt.
As a barber, yeah, that's one of the worst things you can encounter.
Man, I find sometimes, man, I have a piece of hair somehow stuck all the way down midway in my nail bed.
Now, how long this shop been?
This shop I've been here going on, like I said, going on 11 years. Just working hard. You know, I always work. I worked at CAT before. I worked at the prison. And I got laid off at CAT. But as I was getting laid off, I was in the process of making this happen. And so, applied for corrections and they called, so I took that too.
Yeah.
And so I was like on first shift, coming up here, I would work first shift and come in later, then I got put on second shift. So I would get up here about 6 in the morning, leave about 12, go to work, go home, go to sleep, get back up here at 6, and just do it every day.
That's what we were talking about earlier, that's the grind.
I always pretty much, wherever barbershop I worked at though, I pretty much, when I started working at CAT, I worked there for 5 years, and then 5 years, and then I'm resting at 11 for probably 16 some years. I always worked 2 jobs. And pretty much it was always midnight shift. So I'm like, you know, dedicated, but getting up there now, so I gotta tone down the days, so I work less days.
How old are you now?
I'm 44.
Okay.
So from about 20-some years, I've been pushing. Like before, like I moved here from Chicago in '99, and I used to work at Hollywood Video in Chicago. I was cutting hair when I was 90. Actually, let me go back. In '95, I picked up the clippers, like my father always did it. So I knew what it's about, but holding the clippers and doing it is, I was tearing some heads up. Because my brother, which is younger than me, He was cutting hair at school, so he like, man, I don't feel like doing it, so sure, I need some extra money in college, in the dorm. So I was cutting hair like $5 a head, but I was butchering people, so long story short, came home, was working at Hollywood Video, but I was still cutting in the basement, on the hallway stairs. You know how you had to do it.
On the outlet.
Yeah. And I was working at Hollywood Video. They made me, I was a bigger guy, so I had a carver bun. I was like, I'm not wearing that. I'm finna put on a tie. So they like, they thought I was a manager when I put that tie on. I'm not wearing that carver bun. Shoot. I'm not wearing that. And then as I got better, my cousins, which live here, they used to travel all the way to Chicago just to get a haircut. And so when they was doing that, they were like, man, you come down here, I'm telling you. Everybody gonna start coming to you getting their haircut. Man, and here we are right now. Just make a long story short.
How long did it take them to convince you?
Man, I thought about it. It probably took about a month. You know, my parents, I was like 22 at the time. My parents like, you gonna get into this and that and this. I'm like, nah, I'm not. And so I pretty much didn't, you know, because I always value what they thought, you know, value what they said. Because I was like, my father was the type of person that pop up on you anywhere. So I'm like 22, 23 years old, living in Decatur, looking around the corner, seeing my father pop around. I'm like, that's how much I didn't fear him. That's the respect I have for my parents because they raised me in the right type of manner. So I did. I mean, none of us perfect. We get in trouble, but man, that's the respect level I have for them. Yeah, I started in Scott College, got down here. They came up there. Like, man, I felt that was like, y'all coming way up here for a haircut.
For a cut.
Yeah. So to me, I'm like, what they say about the barber y'all got here?
There's a gap somewhere.
They had some butchers down.
And so when I actually moved down here, I was looking at the haircuts versus haircuts living in Chicago. Then you come to haircut like this, like, oh my God.
So it was true.
It was true.
Oh,
the haircuts was horrible. It was horrible. And it was like now, not all the barbers were bad. It was some of them was bad. Like the way they used to cut they fro, they call them barbs down here. We call them fros in Chicago. So. Okay. But they was like totally different. They used to cut them all up in here. But I was like, oh no, we don't cut off like that. So I used to cut them up. I came down here for, matter of fact, no, let me go back. I came down here before I moved down here, I came down here on Christmas break. Cut my cousin here, we went to the mall. This Decatur mall was all that. Yeah. And every time we went to the mall, they would just stop and looking at my cousin's head like, man, who cut your hair? You cut your head. And my cousin right here. So we staying at my aunt's house. I ain't asked my aunt them nothing. Oh, no. I set up shop in their house and I asked them to make this. They're like, hey, you gonna have to say something before you do that. But shoot, that was in me like that. I'm like, they want it, I'm gonna give it to them. I give it to them. So and they like, man, after that, I just moved down that summer. In April, I was like April of '99.
Yeah. Okay. And you still got family in Chicago?
Yeah, my parents, my mother, father, brothers. Yeah. Matter of fact, I got my youngest sister and my two nieces live in Champaign.
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah. So what made you guys want to start your podcast? What was the main reason for that?
So what happened? I'm kind of like you. I've been a licensed barber for about 21 years now. And I would do it on a part-time basis. I worked in the school system for about 20 years now. I also coach basketball. Right? Just dealing with a lot of in the corporate situation. I started to move up and I went into an administrative capacity and started dealing with all the politics, man. And, worked with the kids and I was happy for a while. Felt that it was my purpose, but dealing with the adults was always, the hardest situation, right? So it just got to the point as I moved up into administration Just didn't feel valued, felt like I was underpaid, dealing with a lot of politics, man, and it started to create issues, anxiety, depression, just had issues with that, man. So in the mix of that, the wife kept telling me, just jump out there, just cut hair full time. That's gonna make you happy. But we have a total of 6 kids, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, insurance and responsibility of being a provider, that just weighed heavy on me. Coming up in a situation where my mom always struggled and, single parent, so, I didn't want to go back to that. I know what it's like to struggle, so I just kept grinding. And just got to a point, had a health scare. I just got tired of it, man. So just took the leap of faith, man. She used to she laminated these, not even pictures, just piece of paper that she had printed off the internet. It said, jump guys got you. And so got tired, man, and just kind of plotted, switched jobs, went from working in a school district as director of the after-school programs to going to University of Illinois in human resources, but just wasn't in a good space, so that didn't work out for me because I wasn't ready to jump into something else. I just kind of needed to decompress, and I didn't take that time. So just got tired of it, man. Just jumped out there full throttle. So fast forward, I've been cutting in the barbershop, things started to open up. Things started going better than I could imagine cutting hair full time. And so just being inspired by that, just wanted other people's stories. So I went to my buddy Jinx over there. He's in the communications and loved the podcasting thing. He already had another podcasting venture going, and so just brought it to him. It just felt like all the situations that I had went through, I literally, had cut my way out of the situations to find my purpose and happiness. Mm-hmm. So really just wanted to share that and provide a platform with me and him just to motivate, inspire, and educate people, not only barbers, even though it's a barber lane, but when people hear, stories of people like yourself, doing their thing, finding it motivating and whatever their purpose and passion is, knowing that they can reach the same height. So it's just like, damn, let's get out here and, podcast on the barber side, it hasn't been big, so we just thought it was an opportunity to jump out there and take our shot. So pretty much in a nutshell, that's how it came about.
It was just, let's go. We'll figure everything out. We'll go on the run. Let's go. And so I think a week later we was recording the first episode.
And the name, it was inspired. I don't know what kind of music you listen to, but heavy in the hip hop and Nas and what is his name, Louis Miranda from what's the play Hamilton?
Yes, Hamilton.
And Dave East, they have a song called "Wrote My Way Out," and it just kind of talks about their lives and their God-given abilities to use a pen and put their thoughts on paper and express their feelings and how it got them out of situations. And so that's where it came from, man. Talked to him and he felt it was, we couldn't wait. We needed to jump out there and get to it before, somebody else may have that same, yeah. So we got the rolling and he was just confident in it. So man, let's go, let's do it. So from that point on, man, we just been rocking and rolling with it, starting to, slowly but surely hit a stride, man. We've had some great barbers, man, great stories, man, inspiring. So can I ask you, when I contacted you about it, what was your thought?
I was going all in because, when you know somebody, like for Edgar, we know each other through Edgar.
Right.
He presented you so well you know, then I'll check your work out, check you out, talk to you myself. You sent your stuff over, and I said, hey, you know, I don't have no problem doing it.
Thank you, sir. Edgar. I said thank you.
Cowboys drum.
Right.
You know, I had no problem doing it. And I think it's like it just opened up new doors and relationships.
Absolutely, man.
It's the main thing in networking.
Absolutely.
See, I have never been to Bronner's Brothers, but
No?
I always, you know, like we had the Midwest hair show and Proud Lady hair show.
Now where's the Proud Lady?
Proud Lady used to be in Chicago.
Okay.
So I used to go to those and network with a lot of barbers. So like, I remember when Barbershop Connect was first going.
Okay.
They did a contest, and this one haircuts was like, I think one of my haircuts was one of the first ones to get like 2,000 likes. They wasn't getting that many likes at first. Now you get 4,000, 10,000, and so they send me like a Gibbs beard oil package. Like they send me like a letter saying, you know, like Barbershop, and it was like a little contest they did.
Okay.
And I had the most likes for that haircuts they put up.
Okay.
So,
now what year was that? When they
uh,
started?
man, you know, the social media on the barber side got pretty big. I'd probably say like maybe 5-6 years ago, probably.
Okay.
Other than that, but like I really sometimes I post a lot now. I really don't post as much as I used to.
Yeah, I see it. Just man, it's time consuming.
Yeah. You know, so like, you know, I just pretty much now work and go home, be so tired.
And on top of that, how many children you got?
I have 2 daughters and a son.
Okay.
My daughters are gone, but just that 9-year-old son,
Right.
he's some head with it.
You doing any sports or anything?
Well, he play, you know, he play basketball. He play Pee Wee football, which I coach the football team.
Okay.
And one of my other buddies, he coaches the basketball. So I just like, hey, coach him up how you don't coach him up. You know.
Has he taken any interest to the Clippers?
No, he's like the drums right now. Yeah. He in the instruments and stuff like that. He just being a kid.
Right.
Just like people like, you want to play football? If he don't want to play football, I'm fine with that.
Right.
I'm not gonna live my life through his just because I play.
Let's talk about
Whatever
that
he
on
wants,
the way over here.
whatever he wants to do, I'm gonna support him fully
That's
in
what
that.
we want to do. Yep.
Now, if he agree to play,
Exactly.
you gonna play.
You gonna go hard.
You know, you gonna go hard.
Right.
But if you don't want to play, I'm not gonna say you gotta play because I play. My name mean everything, and then make it. He's not gonna give his all. He gonna burn him out.
Say that louder, man.
Anything other than a Bear fan, you put him out. If he's a Cowboy fan, Mike.
But he can't be under that roof. He got to be a Bears fan though.
You put that in there.
Hey,
So that's the only stipulation.
you can quote me on that one. And when you get out, you can like whoever you like. But when you come back and visit, you better put that old jersey on I bought for you when you was 10. I don't care how I fit.